You all, can I bite? Can I eat this?
I guess.
Okay.
That's an Oreo cake pop.
Oreo cake pop. Oreo cake pop. I like it. Me baking. It's not my thing.
It's so messy.
I know.
And for someone who likes cleanliness and order.
I know. You know?
Yeah.
Every you love.
No,
They
like
can't bake. They have to keep cleaning. They can't.
Oh, so you bake clean?
Yeah.
yeah, like
Well, they can't think. They can't like wait. They can't clean.
because then you
Really?
get stressed. I get stressed. I get stressed with the dirty environment. Whether or not I'm the one who's planned this clean.
And it's my fault.
And it's my fault. I know. You can't bake clean.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
Oh, hey girl,
Hey, Nat.
how are you?
How are you, Mama? I'm good.
But okay, so I know we talked about it,
Uh-huh.
but are you coming for Nia's birthday tomorrow?
Oh, the wild horses could not keep me away.
Oh, that's what I like. That's why you're my one. That's what's up.
Absolutely.
And Jane, just don't eat.
Don't eat?
Before you come, don't eat.
Uh-huh.
I've been like in the kitchen for the last 2 days.
Oh, my. Okay.
Yep,
Alright. Okay.
it's going down.
I will know. What time do you want me to come?
It starts at 12:30,
Okay.
but it's up to you. Come, actually, you can come around then so that you can see Nia before all the chaos.
Sure. Absolutely.
She's getting all dolled up. She's so excited.
I'll do just that. Oh.
Mom, no? Like, how is she?
Like, you know what she told me today?
What is your mother doing?
Yeah.
You know what she told me?
Yeah.
She told me yesterday that, she's coming to do my makeup at 9. And I said, oh my gosh, are you 7 or 17? Listen, you know what she said? She said, and when she comes, I don't want her to go because I want her to be touching me up. Really?
Oh, no.
And
Oh,
then
my God. That's your grandchild.
I know I'm
you
done.
can't make this up. She's mom.
I can't.
I birthed my mom like for real.
I'm talking about touch-up. God, you better sit down.
Right?
Ah, you're not.
Touch-ups.
Touch-up. How old are you again?
Someone needs to come collect this child for real.
I told Vanessa, come collect your child.
Right.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So you come early, you chill with me, okay?
I will.
Okay, sweetie, love you.
Okay.
Love you, honey. Have a good evening, y'all.
You
Thank
too.
you.
Love
I'll see you
you.
tomorrow. Love you. Bye.
Bye.
You would actually think that was staged. It wasn't. She didn't even know we were calling.
Nah. She's gonna find out when she watches the
She's
episode.
gonna find out. Oh my! You guys put me on like, are you serious? So anyway, you're welcome to.
Chats with Mum Vee.
We're so excited to have you today. And guess what?
What?
Well, we'll start off with a very messy kitchen because we want you to see and we're starting off there so that you can join in on this conversation because we want to look at moms or ladies have very diverse
Hats. Like we wear multiple hats.
yeah
From motherhood to business women in the corporate world to workers in general to wife, which is also different, to sister, to daughter, and I believe we're different in all those facets, and we mean different things to different people in that space. And as women, we are almost an all-consuming being.
Absolutely.
Because we take on everything from everyone.
So I want to start first with you and ask you, like, you're very, very big on Nia's birthdays.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't start now.
No.
You started from the time she was little.
Yes, remember I used to send you monthly updates.
And you know, sometimes she would send me pictures of cakes she had baked and cookies and all, and I would say, no,
You
this
bought
cannot be you. It can never be you. And then, you know, I would think that she bought them and she's pulling a fast one until I went to Australia. I came to visit you and you made them in my sight or view.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? Like, you know what? I keep telling you that's where your millions are. Nonetheless, so you wear that hat very well. Why do you go all out, especially when it comes to her birthdays?
Okay, so this is nothing on you, Mom. But I think
Better
growing
not
up,
be very careful.
just listen. Growing up, we celebrated the big birthdays together. We did. I remember my sweet 16. It was just probably one of the best birthdays.
I have to tell you that one. I have to tell you that one. So Vanessa decides that she's gonna do. She's
Formal.
turning 16.
Yeah.
She has a nice figure, like a grown human being, and then she decides the outfit she wants. Now it has a slit from here until real high. So then she says the men are going to dress up in tuxedos. The boys who are 16 and the girls are 16 and they're going to dress up in tuxedos and the girls are going to all go all out, looking all fabulous. Her hair is done. She's got some makeup. She looks stunning. Let me tell you. You know why she's laughing? Because we agreed. We said yes. But deep down, if I tell you the dad and I were losing it. So we said, okay, fine. We'll do a tent out there. Yes, go have fun. We stood by the window
The whole night. I'd like do something and Dad would be like, okay, call Vanessa. Vanessa, just make sure you're standing okay. I'm like, oh my God, Dad.
Oh gosh, you know what? We peeped from the window all through. He was in one corner, I was in the other corner, checking to see is anybody touching anybody? Are they trying it? You know, like, and then we had one of our sons.
Yeah.
We told him dress in the tuxedo also. Just pose like one
Just
of them.
be the
But be our eyes. Be our eyes. Make sure that any movement like this that doesn't look correct, call us.
That's so true.
And then Dad called you and said, no, tie a pin. I had not seen her. Put a pin.
Oh my gosh. Yes, he did. That was so funny.
That was how are you feeling? Oh my gosh.
See, when I had that party, it was like at the height of TV and MTV and the Sweet 16 parties, you know? And we were all at that phase where that was the coolest thing to do, have a big type of 16th party. And you did that well. You did that incredibly well for me. I can't even. But, and we've spoken about this before. You know, when I was growing up, I've said this, I feel like Jay perhaps has gotten the most of you and Dad, you know, and at no fault of your own. You were growing, you were ministering, the world was open to you, and that was the best thing that ever happened to us. But I've always been incredibly sentimental about things like birthdays, and for some reason, you always had to travel right around my birthday every single year. Now, you'd give me things, which I loved, but my love language is time. You know that.
Yeah.
My love language is time. You don't even have to buy me anything. We spend time together just talking. That's my love language. And I realize now when I used to get frustrated, it's because that was my language and I didn't know.
You didn't know that?
No, I was a kid.
Because then I'm wondering, okay, why are you getting frustrated? We are doing everything we need to do. It's just that particular day, on the day we have to travel. And you would get frustrated.
I would. And I mean, I'd go places with my friends, but it'd be like, oh, I'm not singing happy birthday with my mom. And I remember one year you
But not
really
all.
tried. No, not all. But the ones that from memory. Done from memory. But one year you really tried. So you actually stayed for my birthday and left the day after, like basically almost at midnight.
Yeah.
And that meant so much to me. So when I became a mother, because our family has already gone through the hard bits, the hard stuff of life, and we've been fortunate enough to not need to go through that again. And me and my husband were blessed. We had good jobs when we had our daughter, and we were still growing. And I was like, when I get a job, my non-negotiable was my daughter, because I don't run my own thing. I work for people, and I've been fortunate enough to work for organizations that have given me that freedom. So I was like, birthdays are going to be a big deal. She's going to just know this day is always just about her. And so it started actually when she was born. Because mom and dad were not in the country with me, I wanted them to feel like they were there with her as she grew.
Yeah.
And so every month they got a Nia's 7 months, Nia at 8 months.
Right.
And there were the cutest photos.
The
That was
cutest.
the
Oh my
best thing I
gosh.
ever
The
did.
best. Yeah.
Because you could even see her transform before your eyes, and it felt like, you guys were there.
Yeah.
And then it came to celebrating her birthday, and I realized, first of all, somehow I'm really good at party planning.
You are.
Yeah.
You are such a planner.
Yeah.
Even like holidays,
Yeah.
you would plan them so well. Like we're here for 3 days, we do it, and then at night we leave. We go here for like that is your area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like to bake, as we've discussed. So I started trialing the limits, or the lack of limits of my baking with Nia's birthdays. And the older she grew, the more excited she got. So when she was 3, she picked her theme.
Yeah.
And when she was 4, like before her 3rd birthday ended, that was actually...
Now, me, what am I going to do, by the way? And she's picked a theme for me for tomorrow.
I know, like what to wear.
Oh my gosh.
So each year, like after she has a party, she's always like, okay, mommy, next year we have to do this. So then I'm like mentally going, okay, this is the theme and this is the colors.
Yeah.
And it's almost something we do together. I know I do a lot of the work, but it is something that just me
But
and Nia have.
Vanessa, like honestly, it's been like 2 months of working towards the birthday. Like seriously, the girl is turning 7.
Oh, but thank God. Because first of all, I was designing something and the designer's machine broke. Okay, twice. I had ordered something and the person who did it wrongly. So imagine if I waited for 3 days before. I'd be so stressed. I'd rather have packed everything with good time and then just relax.
You perfectionist.
I am a perfectionist.
So now when it comes to baking, since you take forever, like after we finish this, you're going for another 4 hours.
Yes.
To bake.
Yes.
What bake? And I've seen a cake that's already whole.
Well, decorate. It's not done. It's just the crumb coat.
So it's going to take you 4 hours to decorate.
Oh, not just that. I'm doing like the cookies and the cake pops, and I'm doing some mini donuts and.
Let me tell you where I don't
An
bake,
Italian
and
cake.
this is me. Let me tell you, just let me mix up the meat and put. But to tell me that you put 1 spoon of this, put quarter spoon of, is a lie. I'm not baking. Vanessa, welcome to the baking.
Yes, no, and I'm a very detail-oriented individual anyway, so baking suits my personality very well. And I never thought I was artistic until I baked. And my sister brought it up. My sister, Stephanie, is the biggest artist, actually. I think she's
In
the artist.
the world.
She's the artist of our family.
Listen, she
can
needs to
draw
be in the
anything.
Guinness Book of Records. Like, no, seriously.
Mom's like the
she
ultimate hype
can
man.
draw anything.
She's so artistic.
She can draw anything.
Yeah.
She sings like an angel.
Yeah.
Anything art, just give it to Steph. She's something else.
It's hers,
Yeah.
fully. And then one time she's there as I'm baking, and she goes, Vanessa, you're artistic as well. I was like, oh my God, no, I'm not. She's like, but look at what you do with cakes and cookies. And and I'm not looking at a book for the end result. That's all me. I think through baking, that's my artistic expression. But again, we're talking about the many hats we wear as mothers.
Yeah.
I also feel that the career I've chosen is very demanding.
That's what I wanted to come to, because I know it's very demanding. Sometimes you're sleeping at 4 a.m.
Yes.
And sometimes, I mean, you're doing all-nighters.
Yes.
Working.
Yeah.
So when we talk about different hearts,
Yeah.
that's another heart.
Yes.
So the mother's heart is very strong, where especially when it comes to birthdays, you go all out, and days and months, you're working towards that. Then you still have this job. Talk to us about it. Like, it's so demanding.
It's very demanding, but that's now where my work-life balance comes, because I feel like, and this is something, I'm yet to meet a mother who doesn't feel this. We fail at everything mentally. I either work too much, I don't pay enough attention to my children, I'm not a great wife. Like, no matter what facet you're in, you're always doubting your ability in the other. So when I'm working, because I have to work and I love what I do and I'm good at what I do.
So Vanessa, you're talking about mom guilt. Oh, tell us about that. Like, what's that?
Like, in today's society, because of social media, everything is publicized. So if you give birth naturally, you've messed, you're near the area. If you give birth with a C-section, you're not a real mom. If you breastfeed, your boobs are gonna be ruined. If you bottle feed, you're not a real mom. Like, society has really pitted the idea of motherhood against women, that from almost becoming a mom, especially as a first-time mom, you believe everything you're doing is wrong. I remember coming home with Nia, and you came home 3 days, and she cried. She was very calm in the car, so we're like, oh my god, our baby's okay. And then she cried unless she was on me. And I was like, oh my god, there's something wrong. And I tried to put her to sleep on her back, and she would not sleep. And mom goes, Vanessa, put her on her stomach. I'm like, no, mom, the books say that's not good for them. She's like, I'll watch her sleep.
I said, Mom, you slept on your stomach and you turned out fine.
I'm like, Mom, but then everything's changed, technology, blah, blah, blah. We know more, first time mom. And she slept for 6 hours straight.
Yeah. And you are now even concerned. She's oversleeping.
Yeah.
She's
I'm like, oh no, is that me? I was like trying to check her breathing and everything. Until I let go because you were there. But I find, as moms, and women, I know it goes through guilt, but there's a guilt that comes with motherhood that is perpetuated so much by society. Breastfeeding in public became such a big taboo until celebrities started doing it. Now suddenly it's okay.
Now suddenly it's okay.
Yet it's the most natural thing. Africans have been doing it for millennia.
For years. Yeah.
So I just wish mothers were kind to each other. No two moms are going through the same journey.
Exactly.
No two kids are the same.
Exactly.
And
some have what you call colic.
Yeah, oh my god.
Yeah, and they cry non-stop.
And it's not about you.
And it's not about you. And so you don't need to feel guilty that your child is crying too much and all that. It's not about you. And some kids are just calm. Some others are just not calm at all. Some will sleep. Some will just not sleep. Or sleep for a very short time and all that. And as a mom, you really need to stop having guilt trips.
Yeah.
Feeling so guilty that you're not doing enough, or you're
doing too
much and blah, blah, blah. You need to stop second guessing yourself. Yeah, as a mom.
Because, at the end of the day, you're this kid's mom. You're the only mom they have. You're the only world they know. You are the best mom for this child.
And you need to be whole.
Yeah.
So as a mom, first and foremost, it's a big deal to be a mom.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. That's why they have this postnatal depression and all that. And you have to be whole. You have to take care of you in order to be able to take care of somebody else.
Yeah.
That's the major issue that I see, especially with ladies, where you're not taking care of yourself at all. In fact, by the way, even fathers need to hear this clearly. When your wife has given birth, there's a lot going on. Her body is all over the place.
Changed.
She doesn't even know who she is anymore, because she's still getting back, herself.
Yeah.
And so she's really in a serious state. And a lot of husbands don't understand that, and they think she's over fasting, or she's being an understanding, and blah 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 blah. But you need to understand, she's in a phase that even her, she doesn't get it. So walk with her. It's a journey until she gets back in order, and then help with the child, for heaven's sake.
Yeah, and the studies that show, and my husband did this, it was great. You can go shirtless. A lot of men feel they're not relevant in the baby stage, skin to skin. Because the baby knows the mom's skin. If you hold your baby without a shirt so they can feel your skin and your warmth, it's not such a big deal. If you hold the baby when mommy's showering, something as small as a shower actually goes a long way.
Yeah.
And it's a nice way for dads to bond with kids.
And also, just sometimes let your wife, we're talking about different hearts, and so this is mother heart. It's so important to as a man, let your wife step out, go have a tea somewhere, a coffee, breathe, and then come back. Because if she's forever with that child, and she's just forever breastfeeding, the child is crying, the child is so she's forever with that child,
and then you want
give her a little
to
break.
do stuff for you too.
And you want other stuff. You need to give her a little break and let her step out a little. Let me tell you, she'll come back rejuvenated, ready to do anything, So when she's wearing that mom heart, please walk the journey with her. It's not her child. It's both your child. Yeah? Both of you. Yeah? Tell us what you do. What do you do?
So I'm a legal and policy analyst. I'm a lawyer by trade, and I provide legal and policy advice to governments, working with international organizations as well to help legislative and policy reviews. And when they want to implement it, I provide guidance on how it's
And I am the one that give birth to her. I'm not joking.
Yeah. So when I studied law, I felt very disillusioned. I actually almost dropped out, because what I was studying didn't match up to what was happening in practice. And I called Dad. Dad's my confidant when it's academic. And he was like, Vanessa, look, finish, because you're not a quitter, and see what you feel. Because...
Aren't you glad?
I'm so glad. Like, that was the best thing I ever did, because Dad's big key is you don't study to get a job. You study to expand your knowledge, your insight, your
wisdom,
ability to analyze, your understanding. And law gave me that. Despite my misgivings about the area, it gave me that. And towards the end, I worked in human rights law. Now, beyond my supervised thesis and small facets where I enjoyed, like private law where it's arbitration, and I had so much fun with that, human rights law made me see tangibly the impact law can have on people. And it is hard, and it is, it drains you, but when it works, and it's big when, because it doesn't always, when it does, it's just so gratifying.
It's fulfilling.
It's so fulfilling. And I was like, okay, now the issue that was affecting refugees in the human rights areas was legislation and ministerial discretion, and pre-existing policies. So I'm like, okay, I can only help a person based off the confines of the existing laws and legislations. How does this get changed?
Yeah.
The answer is government. And so I mastered in international affairs and security, and got to play a lot with policy, and loved it. I think I cruised through my masters.
Wow.
Because then I was doing something I was really into, and my legal background made it that much easier. So I actually did a lot better when it came to understanding the implementation side of policy compared to people who are just in the human rights area. They do well, of course, but there's legalities that need to be sorted before all these programs can be implemented in a lot of countries. So that's where I come in. I kind of bridge the gap. I've walked in both worlds, and so I provide recommendations and advice in that space. So
So you're a consultant right now.
right now I'm consulting, yes. So because my job is so demanding, I can spend days in my office, and during that time I feel wrecked with guilt. I feel like I'm not meeting my husband's needs as a wife. I'm ignoring him. I feel like I'm
See,
not being a
women.
good mom.
Yeah.
You know, and
See, women.
I'm at home with my parents. I'm like, oh my god, I'm such a bad daughter because I can't attend the meeting with mom. I really beat on myself. When I'm not working, I feel I'm letting my strong, independent woman down. I don't love, I'm not doing what I was called to do. And so for me, how I balance all this craziness in my head is I have to remind myself that they coexist. I am able to give my daughter everything because of the work I do. And she saw that. So I bought a bunch of stuff for her birthday, and it came from with some friends from America.
A bunch is more like it.
And she opened the suitcase and she was like, "Oh my god, mommy, thank you for working." So that was the best thing that ever happened, because moving forward, my career will never be an issue to her because she sees the benefit.
Okay, this is what. Really, Nia?
Hey, kiddo.
Yeah, are you really just gonna come and work in? Okay, come kiss me and then you go.
We're talking about your birthday.
Come over here. Yeah.
Yeah, it's tomorrow.
Are you excited?
Your birthday's tomorrow.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna play with my friends.
Uh-huh.
And I'm gonna have fun.
Who have you? So you're already eating the cake mommy is baking.
I can
eh?
see. I can see chocolate on you.
can
What did
see.
we say?
You can't hide. You cannot hide.
Girl.
So what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna have fun. And I'm going to go to the basement.
With all your friends?
Yeah.
Are they many? Like how many are they?
25.
Nia. you
That's
have
way too
25
many.
friends. Those are many friends.
Can we cancel some?
No.
What are some of the names?
Zoe,
Uh-huh.
Anita, Kella, Logan.
Wow.
So it's girls and boys?
And Tunde.
Yeah.
And Tunde.
Why are you closing Josh's mouth?
So are you closing my mouth?
I just
What's up with Tendai? What's up with that?
Yeah, what's up with
that
that?
story?
So why are you closing Josh's mouth? Bye.
Bye, honey. You know why? Because they're talking about this one is crashing over this one. They are 6. No, they just
7.
turned 7. And this one is crashing over this one. I said, Jesus, what era are we in again?
But we did that. Do you remember that?
We
I had
did.
a boyfriend at
Even
6
we
as
did.
well. Even you guys
Even
did.
we did. Yeah.
This is
it's
the
a
most,
thing.
this is the most innocent relationship that can happen between a man and a woman. No?
Yeah.
It's the innocent relationship
So she's understood your work.
Yes, and so because I've been able to do that, and then I do things for my husband and with my husband, and so he appreciates my work, and I support him and his work 100%. And so what he does when I'm also working, he then supports me. So we're very much a unit, and every time I'm going through moments of self-doubt, I really thank God for my family, because they understand. They know my heart. They know that I am doing what I have to do.
And you mean...
I'm not an avoider.
Right.
Because, there's people
you mean
who
well
work...
in every heart.
Yeah. Because, there's people who work to avoid home. Yes.
Yes, there are some workaholics that hide in work.
Yeah.
Or some, like they take a thing and hide in it and neglect everything else.
Yeah, even a hobby. Oh,
Yeah.
no, even golf.
But we did come and compensate with you all. Like whenever we came back, we did things.
Yeah, we had holidays
together. To try and compensate and all that. But you know what? Like I told you, and I've said this before, and I'm telling you who's watching us, that even though sometimes you think you've done your very best, your child will have something to say. And I told Vanessa, I've told Stephanie, you wait on them.
But I also told Mom, the sign of
It doesn't matter how much you bake. Just wait. They're coming.
No, but
and they'll tell you something. And you'll be like, huh?